You can see here in this first episode that, and more than once you'll see this, where they have edited in some footage from the pilot film. And in this first opening scene here, you're able to see the original pilot actors and actresses, and I'll point out here as the Professor, Ginger, and Bunny. And then later you'll see some more of that, and I will point it out at that time. Of course, a lot of the pilot dealt with how they got marooned on the island in the first place. And because this was instrumental in the first episode, that's why they did some of this editing. As the castaways are listening to their own demise on the radio, the professor is standing here shaking his head in disbelief of what he's hearing. And a split second later, there he is sitting on the ground. Looking at the bottom of this shot, there's a shadow that moves from one side to the other. It could be a boom, or it could be a piece of equipment, or even one of the crew people. The way the sun is angled in this shot, the shadows should be coming toward us, which you can see they are on many of the objects in here. So if the boom were very high over their heads, the shadow in this location would make sense. I never could figure out the camera angle of this shot of Ginger. It's almost like they needed to cut something out, because if they had put her in the center of the frame, something would have been to the left that they didn't want to be in the shot. But she has such a long line here for such an unbalanced shot. There must have been a reason for it. Here we can see the skipper paddling the raft, and he's dry, and his shirt looks relatively tucked in. I'm not sure about the front, but his pants are dry. And then just a little while later, we can see that his pants are soaked and his shirt is hanging out. My guess would be that they had tried this shot a few times, and so he had fallen in and gotten wet. And by the time they had one that they liked, of course, he had been in the water several times, even though at this point in the shot, he supposedly has not fallen in yet. This was a pretty good find during the analysis of this episode. This is a stock shot. It's an establishing shot, first of all, but it's a stock shot, and by that I mean you can see the scratches in it. It's in not very good shape compared to the rest of the footage. So a stock shot is something that they find in a movie vault somewhere and use it because it's the scene that they want. But look here closely, and you'll see on this side, this looks like a little fishing boat. And so really, had they had a nice fire going, they maybe could have been rescued right off the bat. All in all, they did a pretty good job on the shark scenes in this sequence, but look here and you can see a rope pulling this one. I believe this shot was filmed outside the CBS studios in a flooded pool type area. And look in the back, this is a cyc for cyclorama, and it's when you put up any kind of a big background like that, and you can see the panels in it. The lines here showing the panels that make this up, which is supposed to be the sky. And I can only smile at this shot when Ginger says,
"Look at my dress. It's the only dress I have."
Need I say more?